Yeah, that's good. All right, welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining. And we're going to start this class tonight, today, whatever your time is. It doesn't really matter. I'm really happy that you're here and that you decided to join with us. Oh, hi, Sadenka. Nice to see you too. So yeah, in order to, I felt attracted to teach from the essential chapters as well, and so I downloaded them on my little tablet. So I'm going to read some of that to you. But so the first chapter is the new horizon, and then you think as a human being, oh, new horizon, oh, that's nice, you got a new focus, blah, 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 blah. Oh, this, like, you still try to fix it into your frame of reference. And that's where you go and miss everything that I'm going to tell you right now. Because the new horizon has nothing to do with your ideas about it. So this little chapter of Joel, I got to say the short version of it. That Saint Mazer made for us, you know, she put it all together in taking all the pearls out of it and putting them together in a little book. And so it doesn't really matter if you take one line or you take the whole book or you take just a paragraph, because what is being presented is so extraordinary and is so powerful because of the fact that it tells you exactly where you are going to step into a completely different world. And the last time I was talking about this quantum physics part of being in an event horizon, being so much attracted to like a black hole, where you are going to be disappeared in. You're so attracted to it, and then suddenly there's a point of no return where you will be, say, sucked in that sense, into an experience where you can even experience that the whole world is collapsing and everything is like disintegrating for a moment, and so you are allowing that to occur to you in the moment of the first glimpse of this. You know, it can be like a very, like an easy, what I say, like say a mellow experience for you. It's very individual, but so it's inevitable that's going to happen, so that you really feel click, like there's something totally different going on than I was ever expecting to occur to me. And so this is, to me, the very exciting thing to talk about or to teach, because it is like everything that you read about and everything that you look for in your spiritual path is basically to diminish or to resolve the fear that is there in you to get to this experience. So that's why it's like very essential to see where you find yourself and if it already happened to you or not. Like there's a difference between having this experience or not. Like you really are suddenly being completely hooked into this when you experience that, because you cannot function like you did before anymore. And so this is what Joel is offering in this chapter, the new horizon. And of course, I'm going to read some paragraphs. But it's funny because when I read it, it's like, yeah, you can read this as a human being in so many different ways, but then you will not hear what it says. So it is you have to really open your eyes and ears and your mind to receive this. And it will be familiar to you when you have had this experience, but it will also come closer to this point where you say like, oh, okay, now I'm getting to where he's talking about. I'm getting it where he's talking about, even though I didn't have the experience yet. But I'm willing to see, to go to the edges of my, what I dare to do, basically, in this spiritual awakening. So that's why I always say, like, okay, go to the edges of your consciousness, because that's where it happens. So you come closer to the point where you feel like a resistance or a fear coming up. And then instead of running away, you're going to stand in it for a moment to let it be resolved, or you're literally dissolve yourself into this experience. And this is not something that you read a lot in books or anything. And this is like, it is not that you have to meditate for it for 20 years to get this experience. But so what is then important for you to get to the point where you are stepping into this? Well, basically, it's just a decision of you that you want, say, all of heaven, and you want that right now more than anything in this world. So basically, you let go of all these ideas of the world, all these human ideas of security and supply and health and all that. Because you get to the point of this because you start to see that what is occurring in the so-called human life has no reality whatsoever. It cannot be true just because of there's a memory of you inside of you. There's a memory of you that you actually know perfection. It is not that that is gone. No, you have a memory of that inside yourself. So to come closer to the place where you are going to, say, really make contact with that place, that's where this awakening process is for. And that is my invitation to you right now. So this is nothing more than accepting healing for yourself, accepting at-one-ment for yourself, like letting things be as they are instead of trying to turn it in the way that you want it. So I'm going to read a little bit just to say, taste what Joe was trying to express here. Okay, this is the new horizon. The sense which presents pictures of discord and inharmony, disease and death, is the universal mesmerism which produces the entire dream of human existence. So here we are. This is just the first line. Like the sense in which presents pictures of discord, inharmony, disease and death. Like I said always, like the three-dimensional world is disease, disaster, and death. That's a bit what's being presented in this human existence. It's the universal mesmerism which produces the entire dream of human existence. So basically that is what you see as a human being. Like there is not much more. You can have little, say, happy moments, but like the danger is lurking around the corner. Any call can be a call of more death or more disease or more disaster. Or anytime that you turn on your television, you're being flooded over by all of this. So, see, then the question can be, is that what you want? Is that the reality that you want? Is that what you choose for? Do you want to see that, really? Do you think that that is your reality? Yeah. So as a human being, you don't ask yourself that question. You just take it for real. And that's the most amazing thing. Okay, I'll try another sentence. It must be understood that there is no more reality to harmonious human existence than to discordant world conditions. See, there's no reality to it. God did not create this plane crash. God did not create this flooding. God did not create that earthquake or whatever, you know, this disaster. God did not create it. It's not that God is punishing us for it, like it's said in other places. So that's all rubbish. You can just flush that. It must be realized that the entire human scene is mesmeric suggestion, and we must rise above the desire for even good human conditions. Understand fully that suggestion, belief, or hypnotism is the substance or fabric of the whole mortal universe, and that human conditions of both good and evil are dream pictures having no reality, permanence. Like the idea of evil or the idea of good and evil is still like good still represents that evil and evil represents the good. It's like that's more of the same in that sense. Be willing for the harmonious as well as the inharmonious condition of mortal existence to disappear from your experience in order that reality may be known and enjoyed and lived. So see, this is just to stop here for a second. This is what Joel is teaching. Basically, it's like it doesn't matter what human ideas you have, whether you think they are good thoughts or bad thoughts or spiritual thoughts or whatever thoughts. Like, no, this is still not the life that you want. It is not your reality. So that means that you will have to let go of these ideas. The idea that you have about yourself, about being a good spiritual person, being like a bad husband or wife or whatever, or all these ideas that you hold about yourself, you will all have to let them go for the moment that you stand before, let's say the word like black hole, where you are going to dive in. So this is important as to make a picture in that sense, to see what I mean. So that the whole undoing, and of course we were already very busy with that, to let go of all these ideas, because we know that there's something else. Like there's something else because you have a reference of perfection. Otherwise you don't even have a word for it. So yeah, to make contact with this perfection, you will have to let go of these ideas of good and bad and evil and on and on and on. All these human ideas of what you think that life is. Like, this is not, the human life is not what life is. Life is a whole different quality. So to raise people from the dead is basically to raise them out of humanhood, because the way a human thinks in that sense is like death. It's not alive. It is an idea based upon a non-reality, something that doesn't exist. So yeah, if you start to see that, then the urge to awaken will become greater and greater, and that will help you to get over your own fear to experience a new reality. So to allow this new horizon to enter into your life. But this horizon is not something that is just like, okay, I'll come into a different landscape. No, first this whole planet, in that sense, in your idea of world, your whole world will need to be collapsed. It will fall apart, and you will go in it, or you let all these ideas collapse inside your mind. You're not gonna value them, you're not gonna use them for a moment, for this moment that you want to enter into your new experience of yourself. The one experience where you actually are experiencing who you really are. So basically when you enter into this black hole, so to speak, you start to make contact with your soul, because that is your reality. You are spirit, you are soul. So yeah, how's that going? How's that going in your spiritual awakening? How's that going in your spiritual life? Are you coming to the edge of where you feel like, oh my God, I don't have any, I'm already past the point of no return. There's no way back. If that is so, that's great. That's great. It's out of your control now. So you're going to be like, this is going to be done for you. You don't have to be in control of it, of your spiritual awakening, of your spiritual process. So the only thing that you can do is become willing. You know, to become willing to say, okay, here I am. Just take me. Just bring it on. I don't want any of this mesmerism anymore. I don't want anything like that anymore. I just want to know who I really am. And I'm willing to die in my humanhood. So I'm trying another paragraph, because I think this is such great stuff. It's so amazing what Joel is putting down here. Okay. Above this sense life, there is a universe of spirit governed by love, peopled with children of God, living in the household or temple of truth. This world is real and permanent. Its substance is eternal consciousness. In it, there is no awareness of discord, so even of temporary or material good. And here we go. The first glimpse of reality of the soul realm comes with the recognition and the realization of the fact that all temporal conditions and experiences are products of self-hypnotism. With the realization that the entire human scene, its good as well as its evil and its is illusion, comes the first glimpse and taste of the world of God's creation and of the sons of God who inhabit the spiritual kingdom. I'll repeat that again. The first glimpse of reality of the soul realm comes with the recognition and realization of the fact that all temporal conditions and experiences are products of self-hypnotism. With the realization that the entire human scene, its good as well as its bad, is illusion, comes the first glimpse and taste of the world of God's creation and of the sons of God who inhabit the spiritual kingdom. Now, in this moment of uplifted consciousness, we are able, even though faintly, to see ourselves free of material, mortal, human, and legal laws. We behold ourselves separate and apart from the bondage of sense. And in a measure we glimpse the unlimited the unlimited boundaries of eternal life and of infinite consciousness. The fetters of finite existence begin to fall away. The price tags begin to disappear. So here we are. The first glimpse of reality of the soul realm comes with the recognition and the realization that all temporal conditions and experiences are products of self-hypnotism. And that is quite something. So it's just to give a little process talk, in a sense, like an awakening process talk. It is like, no wonder that you get a little crazy. No wonder that people maybe not recognize you when this is occurring to you. You know, it's like, that is okay. It's okay. Some people get a little manic depressive or have too many lucid thoughts or become paranoia or whatever for just a moment. It's not that it's going to stay like that, but you're going to be a little disturbed by all of this, because the way that you were used to think about yourself and about what's going on in your life is now coming from a whole different dimension. So it takes a moment to integrate it into your new mind. Yeah, so it's okay to be a little disturbed or a little confused or a little that's fine. It's like, also a little bit more emotional, or feel that you're on a roller coaster in this. That's all part of it. That's an essential part of. Then you know that your world is collapsing. Like I got so many emails from people that are in the process and suddenly lose their jobs and lose their house and all that kind of stuff. And I don't say that you have to, that should occur before anything can happen. No, it's, like I said, a very individual process, but it can be that is happening in your life. I probably had it 3 times that I just had, like, the only thing that was left, like, was a bottle of water. I didn't have any money. I didn't have a house anymore, and I had no idea. And before I know it, everything was back in place and in a different form. But it's like there literally is no lack. You can trust what is going on, and yeah, the more you let go of your control about it, the quicker the changes can occur. That's literally true. So yeah, to connect with your soul realm is an incredible occurrence. So to get to it, you just have to let go of your ideas, and that is a process, because you didn't learn these ideas like in one day. It's like, no, generations after generations were confirming the reality of this place while it doesn't have any reality. So the undoing of that will take a moment, and that's okay. It's not that you read the first line of Joel's books and suddenly your mind becomes illuminated. It would be nice if it is like that, but for most of us it isn't. So that will take a little patience, a little, determination and perseverance to get through this process. Because one of the essential things that's also being mentioned here is the material part of your dream. So the material part of your dream is also this body mind that you walk around in. If you think that this is you, then you will have to let go of that idea too. Like, what you really are will be revealed to you, but it's not what you think you are. So this is quite disturbing message. It's like, no wonder that it will take a moment and that you're like, think like, am I getting crazy? Yeah, a little bit, yes. And especially to human standards, you will be totally crazy because you believe that this world is not real. So that is quite an upside down experience. But great to go through, and I'm so happy that this awakening is taking place, because I want to know who I really am. I don't care about this place. Like, I couldn't stand this place at a certain point anymore. I was fed up with all the disease, all these uncles of mine. Like, I had 3 uncles having Alzheimer's disease and just crumbling like a little bean in the bed. And they couldn't talk anymore. They didn't remember anyone anymore. And like, that was, as a kid, for me also impossible to see that. Like, that was like, this cannot be. I'm not going to do that. There has to be something else that can occur to you. I don't want to do that. So, and then eventually you start to see what is going on, and that's an amazing occurrence, and I'm so happy that that is taking place in us. So I try another part of this, another pearl. We no longer dwell in thought on human happiness or prosperity, nor is there any longer concern about health or home. The wider, grander view is coming into focus. The freedom of divine being is becoming apparent. The freedom of divine being is coming apparent. The experience at first is like watching the world. Oh, here we go. So he's giving here a description of this like black hole, what I was talking about. But Joel says it this way. The experience at first is like watching the world disappear over a horizon and drop down from before us. There is no attachment to this world, no desire to hold on to it. Probably because to a great extent, the experience does not come until this world has been overcome. At first we cannot speak of it. There's a sense of touch me not, for I am not yet ascended. I'm still between the two worlds. Do not touch me or make me speak of it, because it may drag me back. Let me be free to rise. Then, when I'm completely free of the mesmerism and its pictures, I will tell you many things which eyes have not seen and ears heard. This is so beautiful. Wow. So this reminds me of the first time I experienced this, and that is I could not say a word about it. The only thing that I did for, say, a couple of months was to talk in complete imaginary language. Like I used a lot of symbolism to describe what I tried to convey. People didn't understand me whatsoever. Like I literally had no words for it. I had to make them, or I had to be very creative to share anything about what was occurring. And that because of the fact that I was not, say, talking normal or speaking normal human words, that for the people around me, it was just like they were even more scared. Like they were already scared about what they saw. Something had occurred, but what it was, nobody knew. But then also when I opened my mouth, that I could not make clear anything except like the images that I was talking about. I tried to speak in image language instead of normal words, and that didn't work out at all. So that disturbed my whole neighborhood quite a bit. And the only thing that I was asking for most of the time was just leave me alone, just leave me quiet. Like the more I try to express myself in this, the more confusion there will be. You will not understand what I'm saying. I cannot literally not share what I experience or what I have experienced just a moment ago. So here Joel says, like, you don't have words for it, or how did he say it? I'll repeat it. At first we cannot speak of it. There's a sense of touch me not, for I am not yet ascended. I'm still between the two worlds. So don't touch me or make me speak of it, because it may drag me back. Yeah, that was not the only thing. Like it was more like I wasn't able to express myself in that. I have no idea how to express. And so the invitation was to leave me alone, and just so that I could integrate this new experience into my completely new life, where I didn't know what I was anymore. Like, am I a human being? Am I to behave human now again? I tried that, but that really didn't work out, because like in no time I was as depressed as it could possibly be, because I had to be so constricted again into this human experience that was so small to me that it literally hurt my body and hurt my mind. It was very painful. So I'm really happy with what Joel is expressing here and giving such a clear lines about the process. And so now you can feel the depth of what he's talking about, and you also it becomes clear what is occurring to you is such fundamental process, and it's so deep and so um, existential, that is quite something that you are say continuing on this path, that you persevere in this. So I'm really happy that you do that, so that we can join in this together, that we can help each other, or help each other just by being present together, or reminding each other of our wholeness. And that's where, say, brothers and sisters are good for on this path. That's why you will have to join with others in this. You have to find like minds that you can connect to, maybe even in your own language. Whatever works for you, you know that for you have your own individual experience with that. So I'll see if I can read another little part of the. Okay, I'm going to go back to the first glimpse. So this is a couple of paragraphs further. The first glimpse into the heaven of here and now is the beginning of the ascension for us. This ascension is understood now as rising above the conditions and experiences of this world. And we behold the many mansions prepared for us in spiritual consciousness, in the awareness of reality. The first glimpse into the heaven of here and now is the beginning of the ascension for us. And this ascension is understood now as a rising above the conditions and experiences of this world, and we behold the many mansions prepared for us in spiritual consciousness, in the awareness of reality. So yeah, then you get in. I'm just going to give a little, I don't know why this is happening, but I'm just allowing it to occur. It's like the process of transformation of your mind, and the ascension, like it's said here, like you're on a path of ascension, you're going to be raised up, literally. And so that brings me to one of the expressions that I remembered a lot lately, and that is like the dislodgement from your body idea, from your body attachment, is quite a physical experience. It's a bit weird, like not being a body is a very physical thing. That's a weird expression, in fact, but it's literally true. Like not being a body is a very physical thing. You have so many memories here, and you have so many you're so many say your whole life that you think that you live in as a human being is so rooted and connected to this body that to dislodge yourself from this world is literally also dislodging yourself from the ideas you hold about your body. And letting go of these ideas is a very physical experience. And what do I mean by that? It's like you literally feel it when you let go of ideas about yourself. Your body energy changes too. If you allow ideas to fall away and ideas to be transformed into new ones, into spirit-given thoughts about yourself or ideas about yourself, experience of yourself, then your body is being raised. Like not only your consciousness is raised, but also your body experience is raised. And that can mean that you're in certain days you have so much energy that you don't know what to do with it. And other times you are so quickly, so tired, as if you have been walking around all night. You wake up with, like, somebody gave you a knock with a hammer, like that, like really heavy waking up in the morning. So these this is all great. You don't have to force anything. You just allow that to occur to you, and then it changes too. That is the great part. But it is a very physical process. Even though you are not a body, even though spirituality, whatever that is, has nothing to do with your body as being your identity or anything. But the dislodgement of it certainly is going to be a very physical experience. It's inevitable. Okay, so only 2 little paragraphs left, and it's not that we have to go through all of it, but I'm just very excited to do this. Okay, here we go. We are not bound by the evidence of the physical senses. We are not limited to the visible supply. We are not circumscribed by visible bonds or bounds. We are not tied by visible concepts of time and space. So this is a summary. This is a lot of work, so to speak. This is a lot of work to be undone. Our good is flowing from the infinite invisible realm of spirit, soul, to our immediate apprehension. Let us not judge our good by any so-called sensible evidence. Out of the tremendous resources of our soul comes the instant awareness of all that we can utilize for abundant living. No good thing is withheld from us as we look above the physical evidence to the great invisible. Look up, look up. The kingdom of heaven is at hand. So, and then this is the last part of this is connected to I, to your true nature. I am breaking the sense of limitation for you as an evidence of my presence and my influence in your experience. I, the I of you, am in the midst of you, revealing the harmony and infinity of spiritual existence. I, the I of you, never a personal sense of I, never a person, but the I of you, am ever with you. Look up. So yeah, this is, you should read it again. It's like this is so packed with information in that sense. So if you read it over and over, you will read something new every time, but also you get an idea about how packed this is with goodies in that sense, with letting go, with the ideas of letting go of this whole world, of these ideas, but also what is being given in this present moment, here and now. So you come closer to that every time that you are allowing to come a little closer, to go over a little edge yourself in your consciousness, to look at the outer edges of it and move a little over it, so that you feel like, oh my God, I don't recognize this, and I never was here. So I can suggest to read the essential chapters, and then start with this chapter, the new horizon. Like Joel suggested to read this, and I think it's great that we are still using this, because it is, like I said, it's packed full of information and direction and focus, and basically an alignment is taking place when you are reading this. Like the healing principle is very active in this. So allow yourself this healing, and allow yourself a completely new experience of yourself. And with that, I say Amen.
Amen, yes. Yeah.